if you're new here, I'm Kanitsi, and if you're already watching this channel, welcome back. So today is Halloween, well, if you are watching on the day I posted, and I have decided to watch 3 episodes of Haunting of Hill House, a third, fourth, and fifth today, and hopefully I'm going to post them all today, but as separate videos, so it's not like a 3 hour long one. And this is the first one in this Halloween series today. So we are going to watch third episode now. Let's get to it. Let's go. Alright. Let's start this. I'm so excited. I already started preparing for Halloween. Going to have a little feast tonight with my mom and my sister. Carved out a pumpkin. Wrote out the menu. Okay. Yesterday, my door kept closing and opening because of the wind, and I was like, okay, that's fitting. um, Probably not. Probably something creepy. So that's flashback time, and that's Theo, right? Yeah, that's not Nelle. She was so sure. But now there's no one. Well, at least she didn't have to see the entity. There's also like a child entity in here, not only the woman. So there's several ones. I wonder now. Okay, now we have an opening. We can talk a bit. So that was her, right? And now she has kind of fear of germs, right? The microorganisms, you could say. And so she's wearing gloves a lot. So I wonder if that scene is actually what started it. Well, um because remember when I first saw her, I was like, oh, this girl is a serial killer. That's why she's putting on gloves. But so what she said is true, and we saw her with gloves again later. So she has this. Maybe because of this traumatic experience when she was a kid, she's like, whose hand I was holding? Like, who was this? And so now she's wearing gloves because she wants to protect herself from touching something she kind of didn't consent to touch. You know what I mean? I made it sound very convoluted. Mm-hmm. Mr. Smile. Yeah, there's so much, and there's girl in the woods too that looks so. Mr. Smile is so cute. Mm-hmm. And there's so many like okay. Yes. So the basement. This is in the present. Yesterday, right? And this is some other girl who is experiencing similar things that they experienced when they were little. That's a man from her house. So she's like a psychologist. And since she can really relate to that stuff, it's easier for her to understand. Mocha? Well, do you not concern? Oh yeah, her grades are much more important than her being scared of something in the house. Dude? Hmm. So this entity in their house haunts only this girl, and it started only a few weeks later. This Mr. Smiley? That's a pretty house. This like her office. That's really cute. That's really nice office to have when you are working with kids. Yeah, why did he decide right away that it is trashed? He didn't even try to open it. A bottle? It must be very, very old, right? Vintage. No, what? This is a box? It's just like open it? Looks cool, old. She's also researching paranormal stuff in the house. Um, you need to have money for that? That was fast sandwich making. Again, all their jobs, like, yeah, choice of jobs is influenced by their childhood. She's like you, I guess that was what she implied. This episode is motel focused. Mm. Mm-hmm. So they can talk to each other. Oh, another good opportunity for something creepy, right? Again, something with her hand. She didn't have gloves on when she was talking to a kid, but I guess she doesn't have them like always, so. Right, she doesn't. Like, she's okay with like shaking hands and stuff. Social anxiety. He seems very sweet. See, so yeah, the jobs being connected, how like a therapist, right? Because they have to live through their traumatized something she can relate to, right? So this job fits her, right? That's very thoughtful. 6 years ago. Ah, it's because of the book. Uh huh. That's fair. She has her gloves on here. Yeah, it's more comfortable to read when it's like an actual book. Oh, come on. Well, she had the copy of the book. I wonder if she read it. I wouldn't even think of that. I wouldn't even think to look there. And so close, too. Yeah, and she liked dancing. Then now she's going to clubs again. It's thoughtful how they try to like to connect everything from their childhood to their present, right? Is it the same girl she met before? Is this a new one? I don't remember. It was so long ago. What is he doing? Like, what is he doing wrong? Good job, Teo. What, her hand is shaking? That was also very like. She right away realized that the bed was a sick bed, and she, how does it, perceptive, right? She's very perceptive. And I like how she protected her little brother. You have to stand up for yourself. And for your siblings in this case also. Too. Mr. Smiley. And like if they had all these experiences, he's playing in the dumbwaiter again, even though it's dangerous. He's very brave. I wouldn't do that. What if it really is dangerous? Oh gosh. That is really scary. I wouldn't do it willingly. What the fuck? Ah, basement. And like she doesn't even know where this ladder is exactly, so she has also to go find it. Oh gosh, what the fuck? That was a bad idea from the start. Oh gosh, he was attacked? Poor kids. She has. The toy is so cute. What the heck? That's present time, right? They just can't catch a break. What the fuck? That was just some completely new entity that I didn't see before. He didn't look like Mr. Smiley though. I didn't see any smile. Right, she was working. Wait. What moment is it exactly? It said yes. Oh, I'm so confused. What time was it? Okay, this is her wedding. So that's like reception after the wedding? That's the toilet? Is she okay? Is there going to be something scary and creepy and paranormal here too? With two groomsmen? She thinks it's fine, it's you. It's not the time and place. That was fast. So curious. Not your business. Ah, Theo. Right. Girl, at your sister's wedding. Okay, one thing is bridesmaid actually, but which is also not very polite, but at your sister's. Ah, yeah, that's bridesmaids. Okay, so that's right after the news of death. That's where she tells her. angry. She didn't really answer. She said, I don't know. Ah, she said that. Mm-hmm. Why you're sad? Well, that's okay. Okay, so angry. Doesn't they take it very seriously? Like she made a waited out decision, while I was feeling like it was something paranormal that did it to her. Like she was possessed, like happened with their mom. Because after all they went through as the kids, you would think they would believe in paranormal stuff, and like and it still happens to them. I don't know. I guess you could take it reasonably that she was also like haunted by paranormal and maybe some problems in her life too, and that's why she decided to like take her own life. But I felt like it was implied that it was some paranormal draw of the house and stuff, right? That's that. I remember this drawing. With the monster. That's girl in the picture. The basement is not real. Okay, that's too much. Oh. Ooh. Guys, you wanna go back to the monster? I wouldn't. Hmm. So it's behind the wall? Then you'll have to break a wall to do it? Or it's under something. I guess that's another option. Oh, yeah, it does look like a trapdoor, that's how they're called. They are so brave. Like after what happened and him talking about the monster, I would call my parents first before like trying to get into there myself. Go. I mean, I understand she didn't see the monster herself, but she said she believes Luke. So why the fuck would she go there alone? At least have him on the standby so he can call for help. Oh gosh. Well, something is bound to happen. The trap door will close, and I guess the dump weight goes down here in this hole. Oh, that's his shirt that was ripped. Oh, with the picture. The pot with the picture. Well, it really isn't like a whole basement, right? It's not. Basement usually goes like under the whole house, I suppose. But it's curious it's not also in the plans. I wonder if the red room is in the plans. What? There's it. Gosh, I'm so scared now. Nothing. Okay. Is this Mr. Smiley's house? I think it would make sense to make a house call. They are suspiciously worried. She has a lot of experience going into basements, you could say. And how like caring about the kids also, you can see it stemming from childhood. She obviously cared a lot for, like for Luke, for example, right? Even though she wasn't the oldest child, she still felt like protective, I guess, of younger siblings. Her gloves are beautiful. I have some similar ones. Again, like I feel like she does have some, I would even say like paranormal powers. Like she touches someone and she can feel like their feelings, it seems. I think that's implied. And when she touches objects, she also gets some information, like from the sick bed, right? That's what I get, I think, from the hints. So now she's trying to collect that information, and that also must be why she wears gloves, so she doesn't have to collect this information all the time and be overwhelmed. So sometimes she takes them off, and sometimes when she like doesn't want to like read that information, so to say, she puts them on. Whew. Okay. Okay, the sound, the music is saying that something creepy is about to happen or something. Let's see. What, something about the couch? Does she feel like that Mr. Smiley is some entity that connected to the past of this house and she tries to read this past, so to say? Like something happened on this couch or like. It's like, hi, I came into your house to rest in your basement on your couch. So yeah, someone was like raped or killed or both on this couch. Yeah, she definitely reads like the experiences of the objects. It's a weird way to put it, I just realized. Oh, she wants to read him as. Is something wrong with the parents? Is Mr. Smiley just like a transcription of her dad being abusive to her? He is the Mr. Smiley. So it isn't really paranormal. It's. Maybe that's. She knows too, the adoptive mom. Because they acted weird, right? When she came in. They do hide something. And that's also why other kids maybe didn't have this kind of experiences, because she's like the only victim. Oof. Gosh. So in this case, it's not quite paranormal. It's more like she explained it in this way to rationalize her experiences somehow, maybe. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Like, she has some special abilities out of all the kids, right? Mm-hmm. I see. That's why there's no record of it. She is. What is she reading from her mom? What the is this, like the future? So she reads the future too? I wonder. I bet the mom knew too. I think they should arrest her too. Because, like, how do they call it in legal things? Like when you know something is happening and you don't do anything about it, it's kind of a crime too, in a way. Maybe like less sentence and stuff, but still a crime. But poor girl. What the hell? Oof. Now she will also go to like a new foster house, hopefully a good one. Ah, right, there was a hint, like, right, also with the dad having the smile and Mr. Smiley having similar smile. I think. Mm-hmm. Okay, like here it's a bit of like reaching. She saw a cool wooden box. Wouldn't you think there's something cool in a cool wooden box? Oh, so it's hereditary, their special abilities. Huh. I wonder. So it's not just the house. Mm-hmm. It is also the family. Because she's always cold. She said the whole house is cold. Yes. What's that? Gloves? Yeah, that's definitely gloves. Oh, so she also like got this idea from mom. It's cute, kind of. Not for long, unfortunately. Yeah, and the gloves do help. That's good. Oh, so she got some check for the books. So the younger kids were like, yeah, we are ready to take some money. Shirley was the one that was like standing by her ideals. Oh, she has cool gloves here too. Oh, so she did read it. Well, he kind of did through the elevator first, so. Like the last night. Mm-hmm. Was he? He did experience a lot, like with the door shaking and what we saw. Oh, and become a therapist. She's really cool. I like her a lot. Does she want to look at the corpse? What time is it? I mean, like, timeline. Yeah, let's see. Everyone can just come in? Doesn't she, like, lock this door? Ever? Do they not have locks? Okay. Does she want to touch her and read what happened? What? That got religious out of fucking nowhere. gosh. Yeah, you can see she's like taking her time. She probably doesn't really want to see like how her little sister killed herself, but she kind of wants to know. I understand, kind of. It's not like I've been into this situation, but I can understand. And I guess you can still read it from the corpse. Well, she can read from objects too, so it makes sense. And the past and present and the future, it feels like. Well, what does it say? She's really shocked. I wonder what she saw. Yeah, pretty reasonable explanation. She went to look at the corpse, she felt emotional. What do you mean, tell her? Like, she found the checkbook. What is the reality, though? What is the truth, then? So she knows. Like, should have found the checkbook, but they already figured what it is. But I wanted to fuck. She's like, I don't know. I did come here to talk. Yeah, that is the like all the same girl, right? I thought I recognized her, but I wasn't sure. She called the same girl again. I thought she was only into one night stands. Oh, it was shit. Thank you for asking. Oh gosh. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I got that right. That's interesting. So her seeing the monster was really the work of her mind. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, we hope she gets good family now, but you can never tell, I guess. Didn't see anything because she was so big. Again, couldn't read anything from her hands. And she saw herself in this girl, I suppose, by how she's talking. Oh, like Nelly. Oh. So she feels like Nelly, like, closed herself up, buried everything in herself. And that's like why she killed herself, because she had everything pent up inside of her and she couldn't take it anymore, and she didn't really like share her pain with anyone, so she couldn't take it. I don't know, guys, this is not really like the story after which I would be like, oh, let's fuck. Like, okay. Wasn't really like, making big sense. Okay. Um, past again. Ah, last night. Okay. Okay. So she can feel through here too. So does she feel through like everywhere on her skin? It's just the hands that usually connect. But if you touch anywhere on her skin, she can feel something. That makes like the act of sex even more intimate to her, because I wonder like what does she feel and read when she's, for example, with this girl when they're having sex, right? She can also read her feelings. I wonder if like first time they did it, she did take on the gloves like after the sex, right? So during it she was without the gloves, so she could read like her feelings and stuff. um and I think like she can't really choose what she sees at least most of the time. So I wonder if also like she read that this girl is more like feeling more serious about her, and that's also what motivated her to call her again, because she feels so overwhelmed and stressed after this hard day. She feels like she can lose herself in the moment and feel better with this person that maybe she feels more comfortable with, because when she's touching her, she's feeling some kind of strong warm feelings that maybe comfort her. That would be my theory here. Okay, so this was the most interesting episode so far, I would say. I'm gonna I would like tell you right away, I'm not a professional in acting, judging acting or anything like that. But just my personal impression, I feel like Theo is like the actress who's playing her. I feel like she's the best one. I would say even like in both actresses, right? The one that was playing a child, obviously she's still a kid, but so she has less experience with acting. But I feel like she did a great job, and the older one too, because I felt at times acting of some other characters, for me personally, felt a bit forced or unnatural, but I never felt it with the character of Theo. I felt like her reaction when she saw something through Nelly, through the corpse, was really well done, and it felt really natural. And overall, I feel like her acting is the most believable as adult and as a kid too. Because well, with kids it's kind of harder to say. I'm not really, again, I'm not the person who usually judges acting too much, and I'm very how to say it, I believe things very easily. I take them very easily at face value, read everything straight like as it's shown to me. So it's not really like, usually I'm not critiquing this too much, but that's just like, I just wanted to share my expressions and maybe say that I'm most impressed with the actress who played Theo, with both of them, with both actresses. And also I feel like she made the character more interesting and likable through the way she acted her, which I can't say about some of the other, like from the main cast. And about the character herself, I think maybe that's thanks to the actress as well, but just thanks to everything that was shown to us, all the details, she's probably my favorite so far, at least. I think this episode was really focused on her. We got to know her much better, get into her headspace, and obviously that always helps to kind of feel more for the character, relate more to the character, care more about them. And in this case, it really worked well on me. So yeah, I really like her a lot. And what I wanted to say is that this kind of abilities that she has, that is something I kind of didn't expect. I thought this is like the house and other people having some paranormal experiences. This is something connected through, like, as usual, ghosts, like dead people coming through that veil. Maybe they can't like rest because the way they died was horrific, or like there's something in that lane, and we can see them. Maybe, yes, maybe people who are more sensitive can see them, and this leads us to these kind of paranormal abilities. So do they think that maybe if the family who is less sensitive moved into the house, the outcome would be any different? Do they think that this family being kind of extra sensitive also played a role? Because the house, the ghosts felt like they are being seen, they are being felt, and that made them more and more, let's say, active, right? So that is a very interesting point that I feel like they kind of only saw in this episode. But at the same time, I feel the show tries to toe the line between real and paranormal. For example, with Mr. Smiley, we are basically told that yes, this is something the girl Kelsey made up in her head to kind of try and rationalize and cope, compartmentalize, like how she said it, right? What was happening to her, because it was very traumatic and horrifying, and she really wanted, I feel like, to have a family, right? So she tried to divide the person who is like her foster father. Maybe he was acting like a nice loving father in front of like other people, right, when they weren't alone. And so she tried to divide that image from the image of the person who abused her, and that's how she created Mr. Smiley. She tried to explain to herself, okay, that's not my foster dad and my adoptive dad, it is some entity that attacks me, and that kind of helped her get through it and stay sane, so to say, right? But then Theo was also so influenced by that. She also saw some kind of entity. Didn't really see a smile on that entity, didn't really have a face at all. But I think it was implied that these visions, they were just like very vivid imagination. It wasn't anything paranormal. But then at the same time, we get things like her actually having special abilities. She really like does touch people. It seems like any part of her body, of her skin, and she sees things. I feel like she obviously sees like what happened, the past, it's clear, but with the mom I feel like maybe she saw the future instead, because mom is obviously okay now, but the way she saw her with blood and everything, that could be after the incident, right? So in this case we can see she saw the future, and she also can feel people's feelings, and it's clearly something not very realistic, let's say, not very rational. It's something very paranormal. So while the show tries to tell us, okay, a lot of these things can be explained rationally, right, and this is all in our mind, but at the same time it really shows real paranormal stuff that cannot be explained by rational things. Gosh, that episode was very interesting. You see, it gives a lot food for thought. and yeah, raises some questions and makes you think about like where they're going with that theme, because obviously they're trying to do some psychological right research here too. Like these kids, there was some special things happening to them when they were little. They felt traumatized, they felt affected by this, etc., etc., and so now we can see how they're influenced by that in their present life. We can see that their like choice of profession was influenced by what happened with them when they were little. So we can see very clear like lines being drawn from past to present, and that's also why we're being shown them in parallel, right, to show these lines more clearly. But at the same time, yeah, I talked about this in my conclusion to the last episode. I feel like this one made it a bit better, trying to I feel like, yeah, the confusion between was it real or was it paranormal, I'm starting to feel like, yeah, that is intentional. They are trying to keep kind of the mystery and keep you guessing, but I feel like sometimes it works better, sometimes it works worse. Well, we'll see. I feel like the first episode we were more maybe focused on Luke. Then this episode, the next episode, second, was more like on Shirley, right? This one was more like Theo. So next episode is going maybe to be, wait, what did I say? Steve, Shirley, right? Next Theo. Then the fourth one might be about Luke. So the fifth one would be about Nelly. I think that would be the reasonable like line of events. So each episode reveals more and more. And I feel like also in the past, I feel like Nelly might have experienced the most of the paranormal stuff in the house, maybe because she was the youngest, maybe she was more sensitive to this. And if we can say that all the kids got something from their mom, like hereditary special abilities, being more sensitive to this stuff, but dad obviously he did get that too. Maybe at first less. You can see he doesn't really see these things. He tries to talk nicely to his kids, but he obviously doesn't really think that these things are happening, and he's more like rational. So maybe he is not especially sensitive. That's why he doesn't really feel these things in the house. But by the end, by the last day, he obviously can see the influence. Something is wrong with the house. He wouldn't also say like, I don't want to sell a house, I just want to no one near it, if he thought it's just a normal house and things that happened are all rational. No, he obviously believed in the paranormal. By the end, he also got influenced by that. So even if he wasn't especially sensitive, by the end, the entities in the house became so active that even a person who isn't especially sensitive could still see the paranormal in it. Okay, I feel like I'm done for today. These are maybe the main thoughts that I wanted to express. If you want to add something, please share your thoughts in the comments without spoilers, of course. So that will be it for now. Hopefully, I release 2 more episodes today, like for Halloween. So then, see ya.